We have a serious problem with our economy. And to deal with this problem, we have to introduce some discipline in the way we spend the people's money. First is expenditure control. The APC government has been spending like drunken sailors. They've spent, the SLPP government left a reserve of over 5 billion leons and a foreign debt of about $250 million. As I speak to you, I'm just confirming what you said. We have a foreign debt of about 1.6 billion today. And of course, that tells you there is no reserve at all. This sort of reckless spending on the part of the government has created serious challenges for the people of this country. We have to introduce stringent measures. We also have to mobilize domestic revenue. We have to stop excessive tax exemptions due to waivers. That way we can create the savings necessary to support the government to pay for some of the essential services instead of having to depend on other countries or development cooperation partners to fund our own existence as a government.
We try as an organization foresee, okay, on the question of economic management of the resources, public finances, whether this government actually committed to corruption, and the pronouncement of the government, both in the manifesto before the encounter power and then performance over this period of 3 years, whether exactly the public pronouncements match the actual performance. When we publish, for example, the Office of the First Lady saying that the Office of the First Lady received an illegal budgetary allocation of $3 million, the equivalent of $3 million in less than 3 years, the Office of the First Lady the First Lady come out and say, yes, he received the money, and he begin to justify. So basically, there has never been any of the publications running up to almost a year now by the Africanist Press in which any of these officials deny the authenticity of the publications. What they have been trying to do is to rationalize, or justify their action.
I spend money, office they spend money. They're not missing a corruption. If I spend 10 billion, they're not missing a corruption. The most important thing is I follow the procedure for make sure say, oh, my office, we get for us, if my office follow the procedure, forget the money. Where they spend the money, they account for them, and waiting a use of the office or anybody where they say they're accused of corruption, whether they use the money for the purpose for which they say.
You cannot put a thief to take care of your money. So we need to hire, we forget people and we now sober-minded people and we not corrupt-free, they record the show. We they put into place because Wetin mean, money we mean for 30,000 people them, 91 minister they take, it build big all the mansions them. So we need to put the right people we go able to govern this country. So one of them key in leadership. Now the right people are around you. So that's not how my government will be responsible.
We are a government that is struggling. We have to make sure that we have to go again and borrow because our revenue is not performing. Activities have been slow. And of course, it has disrupted supply chains from around the world. So prices are almost doubling. With deteriorating exchange rate in our country, it's even worse.
We have to stop excessive tax exemptions due to waivers. That way we can create the savings necessary to support the government to pay for some of the essential services instead of having to depend on other countries or development cooperation partners to fund our own existence as a government.
We have struggled quite a lot with this explanation for the richer nations to understand the need for us to put our debt aside for now. Because, for instance, we use 70% of our monthly revenue coming in to just pay for the public service teachers and all the other things. The other 30%, 20% goes into just debt servicing. We are left with only 10% to fulfill our social pledges. It is extremely tight. The fiscal margin is so tight, we can hardly do anything to improve.
When I talk about this donor, this is not the country where government, the past, this is not just APC, both APC and SPP. When they give more money, you go bigger, then give more money, then they cry, oh my God, the party woke. Now look, they don't go give away more money. It's shameful. They know they think about how for go talk about trade, all then they think about how for bigger for get more money. And like I said, the reckless spending of this government must stop. And with my government, I will make sure that I put in place responsible financial dealings that will benefit the average Sierra Leoneans.
Cash. It don't happen. See government. See government. Where move. Government. Where no why. See.
What is now abundantly clear is that the 10 years of APC misrule and economic mismanagement has definitely created considerable suffering for the people of this country. From Kamakwie to Pujehu, from Kono to Freetown, and everywhere, people are suffering under the weight of corruption and the mismanagement of the All People's Congress. I have seen it at first hand, from Falaba to Kenima and from Thailand to Port Loko. The people want change. The people are tired of the suffering of paying for a bag of rice at 200,000 from only 60,000 in 2007.
During the 2018 debates, we see some candidates and they say, oh, this country don't have for corruption, we don't have for this, the price of rice, they don't increase from 60,000 to 120,000. This all we are going to change. How much the price of rice there now?
The price of rice don't go for
Let me say,
and our legacy. Waiting to.
Let me say, when I not say on the social media, people that don't say the price of rice don't go from 60,000 to 120. Therefore, APC must go.
You know, everybody they holla, yes, it's true. Hardship day. Who said the hardship come on? Now the whole world day. If you did not Australia, you did not America, you did not, they said they talk them. And they are even worried about more. So not to Salon, not to we own economic policies or mismanagement. As a matter of fact, the way we don't handle things then, taking into consideration what we inherit, we have done a great job. I not say, you know, people then they talk, then they do all kinds of things, but I want for make when I get confidence, I be always provide that strong leadership where I've been telling I say, under me own leadership, SLPP no go shame.
Amen. Or make somebody come say, oh, the economy is bad, we are the worst economy, this and that. When I be not promised say in 6 months, when I will turn around the economy. When I don't promise say, when they can make the education, quality education. Where are we today?
We don't do several things then way for make it team up any side. You know they cost anybody. You tell and say, "Bo, me na politics. Can't talk to you about me government. They don't do A, B, C. You go you pass Z. Because the manifesto will be put out. When are the written document of the things that will be say we they do? When I will put out, we don't done that one day.
So long go no
people in the Renaissance movement, they don't say for wear black. Prices they don't go up in the Renaissance movement.
Patriots My name is Francis Ben Kaifala and I am Renaissance. The Sierra Leone Renaissance movement has called on fellow Sierra Leoneans to wear black on Monday. We call it Black Monday, which underscores the basic movement of people to engage in economic activity has moved from 3,750 leones to 6,000 leones. Why? How do they expect people to live? That is why we in the Renaissance movement are calling on Sierra Leoneans to wear black. The black is to show that the colors that have led us have failed us. Now in Sierra Leone, black is the new red. We are not ready to accept less.
The petrol price, 7,600. Renaissance leader at that time, they say then as an office now. Me don't know the office side though. Instead of wear black, this country have to stop this government. The government is heartless. Able from 7,000. Who's out there now? Me the resale with the go take 13,000.
Now we are the only people, now we are the only party we will ever bring development to that country. We will save that country. I will start by saying that the worst SLPP government better pass the best APC government. We not only bring independence, but also initiate development after independence, and we make sure say the country they together. Until the APC take over, they introduce tribalism, nepotism, the level with what we make everybody in the world look at the country, Sierra Leone, as savages. With the cut yourself with your hand, they look at company, you lay in hand, you cut them. When you look at that, you know it's not a Sierra Leone one day. Because we are peace loving people, we able. They make flava, and every human being in the world they make flava.
When I for no say this party, now the party where go make this country transform. This party, now the party where go unify this country. We'll talk about development from the time of Sheikh Stevens. When Sheikh Stevens came, Bo and Kenema been they get electricity. Let me get one hydro where they call them. What is? Dodo. Where Dodo been there? Electricity not been there 24 hours at the south and east. Electricity been there na Port Loco. It been there na Kenema. I mean, it been there na Kenny. You know they no side. This is what we stand for as a party. National development. We don't integrate the country, we don't care. When we come as a government, the road construction in the cities, now go as a launcher. From Bo to Kenema, from Kenema to Kailaun. Today, Kailaun, they get the best road. Today, if people like to talk about anything, we don't bring Kailaun. Kailaun has waited for 50 years for this integration. Even when the SLPP is in governance, nothing will happen.
True talk.
Today, when they connect Sierra Leone to Liberia, when they use the Bo Pujan Road, the bridges. Now, at the area say them bridge then they now the talk can do 91. The Gwele Bridge, that bridge, when I've been there yesterday with the commissioner, now they say na talk can do. You know, so all of them here for encouragement. Now we increase salary for teachers. Now we open more schools. Now we open more universities. Even in the south and east, we will not reach a level now for open. But where people are not get appetite for development, from the time we left, all the projects are slow down. How much if we take inside 6 months for get a university in the south and east? How much if we take inside 1 year for make the bridge them all complete? 30 days with the struggle. It shows say the people are not getting appetite.
For the most part, they be the time when I say me no go America, not so. When at the America they bring the money now for put in our country because they satisfied with the way where they govern. Sometimes when they want for misleading, they say at the travel. But that part we know they go for now, we not go bring camo. Like Wetin tranga so. Where I go, the GPE Global Partnership for Education, I bring nothing less than $25 million in this country. The first bionic prosthesis bionic center within the open at the world, in the United States. Now the MIT, the one that was that university today, now yeah, then they establish them first. Now the whole world. That is $22 million or $24 million. They are here now. Wetin that mean? Then go to produce limb then where they function with your brain. Like the one that where they foot caught either by accident or during war or let's say through sickness like diabetes. Where they fix that for you, that particular part where they fix for you, you know they even know because it function just like how this your normal hand function because it work with your brain. Where I asked the woman where they give that money they for, he said na salon they for set. I said why? He said I listen to you talk now, Ted. He said I see you, I listen to you, and I never forget your country. He said now that you didn't I go make sure say this was September. Then they now, then they try for, then they do the preliminary arrangements there for me then they come. If I be Sidon, they get that one day. Ladies and gentlemen, I they continue for fly. One country. One country.
Famboluna kushe nuna adu. We are don't come back today for can't talk about things where they happen. Now we on street yards alone. Now we hope. Whoa, then we left for do them bad things them. We they feel a most alone. Now we hope. Whoa, we are. And if
what is now abundantly clear,
we will sorry. We no mean better. We just want to make we had go before. If we hurt you, we sorry. Really sorry. We no mean better. We just want to make we had go before. Family Kusha and Kabo inside this one big family house. Well, of course, I always tell you, say, how they do them do, na so we self they get around for come, discuss them with with family members them. Then they mean say, how they do them, na so we self they come tell una for make that last man of that village benefit of what's they happen, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, today we no want for waste time, me people them. We get a very big issue where we for discourse inside the basket. MCC say salon government not effective and the lack policy way for make the economy go before. This and plenty things them they inside the basket today for discourse. Now go no side, deal with me where they talk to you now by Bure Kablai from the north.
If you say plenty thing and they tell say other, but now this one for can stretch with
a big one.
An elastic. My name is Sembe Pierre, the freedom fighter, representing the south and the east of the country. We are. Something really happened this week unto your soul.
Brother.
Something really happened this week unto your soul.
Sister.
Things just be they go
From back to us, nobody no care again. Oh. The poor people, they suffer. The poor people, they struggle. Where you want talk, you know for talk. Where you talk, then jail you. Who say will they go, me brother? Who say will they go, me sister? Who da dip and eat?
they buy
Who da dip and suffer?
they kush.
Who da dip and enjoy kush?
The new emergency. Well, I think this the need for declare saying a state of emergency. Because now I don't become an epidemic inside the country. Interestingly, this year we just the past day, we not deal with it today. We deal with it tomorrow afternoon. When you talk about kush, now that kush they get one style we actually they give them. Sorry, you get style where they give them. Where you don't kush, if not so you go. Now you know they go no sir, you just they go so
Slow motion.
in some cases, you know, it depends the first style we pull. Now you dey take. If na butu you and butu so, where you go so, na so no more you go make. You know the for them, you need to up trade. Okay, if na sleep, the new sleeping pattern for the youth they now. It's very serious, eh?
But you know what's that problem? Now because the youth then they come on a street now they see. You get people like inside the government so they take that in a better one, but when they can not at the office there, nobody not ready for video.
Now when they ready for take and tell the secretaries are busy and they permitting. Please not come inside, not call nobody, bump the lock. And they sleep there.
Big time.
But talk and come, the style of this kush, I don't know. The way how it will be small and get one style will be this. Steve no Steve. You do no. You know Sabia. Oh. When they say Steve no Steve. Steve no Steve. It the post we force you no more. Then they are Steve no Steve. That means you who say that style you did no more. That position the knife for only self pan. Yeah, if you make so, then the post meet Steve no Steve. That's so it for me. You know for move no nothing. That's what the kush do. So the kush now force they attack them. They are Steve no Steve.
You know say the big one them will be done they play show Fortuna where they sleep and not be saying that they this team begin no.
I mean two name.
No I the team. Caretaker we don't put in Fortuna. We
say now so
they not be saying that the team. Like Samura back. We don't play now. Wake up.
And then na studio himself they go. Hey God.
This will need for investigate.
Hey God. In business no more. Victor Boka info na parliament. That's how we don't go do state opening.
For investigate.
A lot of ministers them been there na parliament, including Justice Fisher, been there behind sign na parliament in the north.
For investigate the kush matter. Make it not be say no more na the young man who don't get nothing and then they pass a video na streets.
No, because na them you know what happen? The big one them get compound, then get fence. You know, say case they by different. If you see case person, we get money one kind of street in people in all day. Because when then the whole lamb, it's either they put her inside one room, they lock and they or waiting. But the poor one they now, when the case come, and the people in the bowl, then we just think, hey, don't go, nothing not for them, they not get option. But then they fail waiting, so now so the big one and they.
Yeah.
When the thing knock them, boop, if their wife na incident, it lock gates, nobody know they. If they call and say, hey, Auntie, I want for campaign, he say, no, we just don't come out. Because you know for can see where your uncle don't kush. And they tell kush.
We investigate. Anyway, we need for.
But talk and go. We just make fun out of this. But I think it's an epidemic. But wait to. I be saying we not talk about this. But it's not like for say deputy gets business inside his business. We don't tell this allegation, we don't dig out.
No, but you man a pusher man. I know I'm call loud and him now, but you man a pusher man.
A dealer.
You know?
A drugs dealer.
Con man.
Okay, not to in one. You know, you get the one the way they take them and then they sleep. You get the one the when they count them, they know the taste, they know when and not for taste them. Well, not talk and go talk and come. Samurai they sleep, we don't know if himself the taste. Mara they sleep, we don't know if himself the taste. Well, the one they will not say the count them. It's all they say the deputies them, then Sabi count that thing. We know of Sam how you call that? Sam Sumana.
Doing APC time. Then at the white powder.
Yes. We sabi and Jule there inside this government.
Pandi kushuku.
Well, I make the Otu look real. It's like saying that the Otu by squad.
Conman apart.
But you say he left the mommy.
But the mommy no say for any deal where they pass, your percentage did so no way, not the way this they escape them.
But wait, how did they punish with youth man and sober?
Well, now for their own selfish interest.
Interestingly, when this don't come, so hey, Papa Godfather in heaven help country. Election you get for smell.
Well, look funny, Theo. The girl for the begin they arrest the one the way they go by to Jule there. Where they can't set they go no they know they arrest them. The one the way they go by to Jule there, they know they arrest them. Now the one the way they can't buy to the one the way they can't buy to Jule there. In Bobo them where they go now let's close pocket so now they get for get arrest.
Yeah, now them interestingly somebody they analyze story the how the cartel can work. The reason we make them arrest plenty other people when they mix by the business because sometimes you know they buy a squad. Where that big one, that big guy, we got connection. He and police, they not get business.
Then they send envelope na police stations.
He and airport, they not get business.
Because they know.
And this not for just the country, not for just the country. They talk about worldwide. The biggest one, they not get business.
No.
So then get link. In fact, then get link and percentage with the government.
Confirm.
So you now, when you not understand, you not get a link, and then you can't compete with that, and now they set up.
Of course, that's what the thing that happen, Shembe Pierre. Now, one thing about conman business, one man know the one. The president know. Of course, in this case, so they talk, the vice president, I know they say he know, but now he do one. You know, one point one do the do one.
So if you don't know, I go say now.
You understand?
If you not say
in the manufacture the TCF, you know. So in this case, just like what you talk. The one the way they buy to Jule, they know they own them. The one the way they come back to the one they buy to Jule, they know they own them. Now the one they buy to the one they buy, the one they buy, the one they bobo them. Where they come meeting and get to, bra get 1 ounce, you know.
Why you been feel say Dennis Sandy, well-educated man, Dennis Sandy. I repeat, Dennis Sandy, well-educated man. In fact, they call him doctor. Academic doctor, when they can say academia, Dennis Sandy. Why, if he there in normal brain, in normal mind, why for take in sus, in foot, he kaka on top, government documents, they will say government and coat of arms.
You can remember this Mungu boy back to you.
It's not so fun. You have to know in Pakale, he take in foot, put on top, people document it, and in office, there is snap. Any person where in his somber mind, he will do that thing and
listen, uptown back over that matter.
Talk and go, talk and come. Like you say no more, the big one SSM they can do that.
No, but they take them. Not a joke. Not a joke. Not a joke. Then they take them. Then they take them, baby. You know, then they take them. Even a normal grass, so get a salon force. Then they smoke them big time. But the way man now, then they do them, just like what you mentioned. They get them host there, they get special room there where they get for all the bad things then. But what not the good day? So what they expect for go televise them? Nobody. And so then they even there in the WEF, they take out. So this will just they pray not to for a call on government for do anything. Government not get nothing.
All right. So tomorrow we're going to this proper one in the afternoon. Yeah, inside we program in the afternoon. For that we just talk about all of them things there. So because now only and solely not the one for put and pan. But for today your nets, hey MCC, anything happen. Interestingly, this MCC will wait for the $400 million. Okay, consistently for the last 4 years we don't pass MCC, but we find out something in this MCC. Last year we passed 13. This year we passed 11. It means we drop 2 steps. We drop down in performance. Not only that day, 2 very critical issues than the way we fail on. Well, according to the MCC, they say, as you don't read in the headline, they say Salon no get effective government, and the government not get the policy, not get the sabi for manage that kind of fiscal policy. When they say fiscal, that's the way how you spend things then. how you spend your money, how you manage tax and other things than spending. And interestingly, I remember caretaker you tell we say the last government said they spend like drunken sailors. This now they say they spend like Wetin, drunken captain. Anyway, the program now we had on YouTube and on Facebook. This they come to you. Please, the challenge they on. We get a challenge for go into Wetin. We 100,000 subscribers by December 2022. But before we go down there, please just give me a small break.
What is now abundantly clear is that the 10 years of APC misrule and economic mismanagement has definitely created considerable suffering for the people of this country. From Kamakwie to Pujehu, from Kono to Freetown and everywhere, people are suffering under the weight of corruption and the mismanagement of the All People's Congress. I have seen it at first hand, from Falaba to Kenima and from Thailand to Potloko, the people want change. The people are tired of the suffering of paying for a bag of rice at 200,000 from only 60,000 in 2007.
During the 2018 debates, we see some candidates and they say, oh, this country don't have for corruption, don't have for this, the price of rice, and all increase from 60,000 to 120,000. These are we are going to change. How much the price of rice there now?
Besides here, the price of rice don't go 400,000. And our legacy. Waiting to.
Let me say, when I not see on the social media, people that don't say the price of rice don't come from 60,000 to 120. Therefore, APC must go.
You know, everybody they holla, yes, it's true. Hardship day. Who said the hardship come on? Now the whole world today. If you did not Australia, you did not America, you did not, then said they talk them. And they are even worried about more. So not to Salon, not to we own economic policies or mismanagement. As a matter of fact, the way we don't handle things then, taking into consideration what we inherit, we have done a great job. I not say, you know, people that...
Okay, it's very deliberate for let we wait and let it tell we say the things that really happen, where the economy triangle, things that not to their own problem. Now because of everything that happen at the world. Basically, now this one now MCC don't tell you about now, and now they can look inside now.
Well, I find sometimes where they can talk and meet up certain things the way they can't disgrace them. You understand? Because if you don't measure something and now look MCC reports or results there in front of we, well, we duty now is for make we people they can't understand, because plenty of people maybe they see them, but they don't understand the level where this particular results get. We can't break and fall now. At least make we all get small understanding on this MCC. Where Fatima be the dance for this morning.
But me self dance.
You know?
Because good can now come for we all. But this not the problem now. If we dance for 400 million, then we don't
wait. You use one word. If good come, that money good can out now the country now for waiting.
And for we all.
Pay left now.
And for we all.
Make our expire. You made the producer SSFX. You! On the SLPP, if good, money good can at the country. Now
for real. But interestingly, we will dance for 400, but we don't get 800. Nothing will not see. Anyway, so let we go quick one and let's watch something. We can look at the MCC scorecard, and we want for God. Let's watch this thing. I want to break something down. Because before we say, hey, the government passed, the government failed. By the way, let's tell you this. This year, the government passed out of 20 indicators, then pass 11 out of the 20 indicators, okay? And then inside the last assessment, then pass 13 out of 20. In other words, it means say they actually drop in terms of their performance where they go on, yeah? So I think, but talk and come, we need to see how best we can able to adjust some of them things in it.
Well, I just not understand that Usai you dey sit exam. If you're not a good student, yeah, you let me say you maintain first term, you maintain second term, third term we for can give the final grade where everybody for feels saying a very, very good student at the school. Now they say you drop down. You know, in other words, now there's some people like you say, you now be on trial or you be the bribe the teacher or the teacher have been party. So in this case of the government, they've been passed 13 at first, right?
The
last assessment. Now they passed 11. So really, if I don't know if really them people have been really good, I feel say from 13 now for they come 14, 15, 16.
Now the economy, the world economy.
You understand?
But
from 13, you come 11. I just that I think so we need for make the people understand.
Okay, so before we understand that one day, things that we need for take into consideration. Yeah, then get 3 categories where basically now in the rank we now inside them 3 categories. Then the number 1, they say rule justly. Okay, then the second one, then say investing in people. You see this word they're investing in people. You see always this guy they talk about and everything I did want to you say that in best English. Investing in people. Human capital.
Thank you.
Human capital. For this human capital. You see these people, then good. Interestingly, how MCC they rate, MCC they ask people them, when they say third party, take note, then they ask people them about how the government they perform. Freedom House and other things. And we see the link between all of them people there. Then secondly, they as well they look at how you as a government, they commit. Now when they say commit, it don't mean say you don't necessarily mean say you don't do them. When they say commit, okay, I commit myself for the we are $5 million. Okay? In other words, the efforts or the promise
pledge.
or that small, even not by word, but that small attempt, that small thing that we I don't begin for do. Now that area then they rank you.
I mean you get intention.
You get intention for do am. That means say if you get a capacity, you do am more. You understand eh? So now this government then sabi policy because all of the one them where they talk about the Freedom House, they get people then where they inside. You see the I call them the Millennium Challenge Corporation. The the government is try for always draw the civil society people in Kenya because most of the time now then civil society also then people are they ask question. So of course you know we bet the finger where they feed you. If you don't deny the government and the government don't they give you some things, of course when question come about the government you don't get any negative feedback or you don't get any critical feedback. You just they give them waiting they want for you.
When they take them small, make everybody get the benefit of this MCC thing where they try for talk about, including that with small village. Wetin what are they try for talk? I hope so they understand them. A lot of time we don't see where they tell you they analyze but SLPP how they sabi play their own politics to the international world. They sabi pass on their message where the international world they pick on them quick for give them that kind of credit by the time now that they can investigate. For try for know if really they implement most of them things here where they try for flash out, it's too late. Their name don't go up there. So that means SLPP always they tell you say they're not they work for the country, but then they work for the international community. And because they work for the international community, now pen and paper then they use for make them gain all of their scores they are own that they see. Not so implementation, no. Because when you talk of implementation, they're very lack. But then they use pen and paper for gain all their scores.
Waiting annually you talk, annually you draw conclusions, say, in terms of implementation they lack. Rather, let me use the one we then trust for tell me how they see the performance of the government.
We move.
So the other part of the category, the other category, they say encouraging economic freedom. So first of all, we need to know any one of them one there. We need to know what they mean and how then they go about them. So let's take the first one. They say rule justly. We make sure say we attempt for talk up and create, not for all what we go able for instantly give you the Creole version of them. But let me try for see how best we can able for do them. Okay, so rule justly, they say these indicators, basically under rule justly, they get different indicators them. They get civil liberty, they get political rights, they get what they call freedom of information, government effectiveness, they get rule of law, they got control of corruption, and then they under that one they are rule justly. So let's see what this means. They say this indicator measures just the democratic governance. You see, that this it basically they look at just the democratic governance, how democratically these governments they operate in terms of the areas they are on. If the tolerance, all of them things that and then they look at. Look at this thing. They say, including a country demonstrated commitment. You see, this now exactly what I tell you. Look now, wait till they look under rule justly. Exactly what they tell you just now. Demonstrated commitment to promoting political pluralism, equality, and the rule of law. So basically, they want to say, okay, inside our country now, we encourage different political parties for take part in any election, and we just give them the free go. And then they say, they as well they try to see how best they can treat everybody equally. But remember they say na only through Udana SLPP na
through Sierra Leone.
Okay, so equality. Then they get what they call the rule of law. Basically, the rule of law, if they say rule of law, when they talk about rule of law, they talk about separation of powers. And of course, we country from where Tijan Kabakam, we know say we get separation of powers. Before this term, but right now it better because you look when they say separation of powers, you have to look at the parliament, the judiciary, the court system. You get to look at the executive arms. We get to do with the caretaker and the cabal. So basically, all of this na structure ide. And basically, what they say commitment. They say the rule of law, respecting human and civil rights. This very key. How the government as well they respect human rights. The civil space, all of them things, and how they protect private property. What's up? Very sorry.
Chad.
Very, very sorry. Okay. Alright, so there after Yanda, if you don't mind, just a cup of tea. Thank you. Sorry. So, civil rights, they talk about property, they talk about how they encourage transparency and accountability. How best they open up, how they account to people and how transparent and be. Like for example, it might not be part of this, but for example, Mama di come na salon. They not tell nobody. They're not explaining nobody anything. The man just come with all kind of weapon. People then begin wonder what thing they happen. Then go team up. You know, it make a member lantern team. That's what team up for watch lantern.
Big time.
So all of them, I mean, the accountability, encouraging transparency, accountability of government. You see, how you the government, how you open the government for the people, yeah, and how you combat corruption. All of this. Now, one word I we use: commitment. Demonstrate commitment. You just need for put small effort for let you able to get your percentage in the card. So now, let's look at them. This now rule justly, and under rule justly, you get. Let me see. You get under rule justly. Let me go to a quick. Okay. Under rule justly, you get what they call political rights, civil rights. I don't talk now the marks that they grade than this. But this now for last year. Let me not rush. I take them for now one by one. Under civil liberty, now you work don't begin. Because I want let we go inside and small. Where we don't analyze what in the box, we analyze what in there at the ground, and then we see what in MCC say or how they rate this particular government on that particular area. Let's look at this. Civil liberties. They say independent experts rate countries on freedom of expression. That means how people get rights, how people get the freedom for talk, waiting in at their mind, for blow their mind, yeah, with regards waiting they go on at the country when they're not like how they get that one day. Then say including where am I? Okay, freedom of expression, association, and organizational rights. Okay, association, organizational rights, and somehow they can happen, because they can allow people for actually get amongst themselves. Take note. Then same way so say promoting political plural. I didn't mix something. Okay, rule of law and human rights. That's of course the rule of law. When they talk about rule of law, they talk about the separation of powers. They talk about how independent all of that and they work. Yeah. Then you talk about human rights. Yeah. And then you as well talk about the personal autonomy and economic rights. Yeah. How best somebody can get rights for able for do business, for able for contribute to the economy. And then they say amongst other things. Yeah. They say freedom house. Okay. So basically, listen now, waiting. So now we can take a one. Under civil liberty, independent experts rate countries on freedom of expression. Freedom of expression. The right for it talk. How free people get right for talk. Remember, in any right you get limitations. Remember, say also your right the begin, or also your right to stop. Now the other person your right to begin. Yeah, but freedom of expression. And these are the government basically they talk about, not to like where I go just come. I can't begin to talk, but you slander, when I say slander, say any kind of rubbish things against you, we're not correct. But these are the government, how best we can able for express ourselves when things in the money about waiting the government they do.
I think say this is clear to everybody. Yeah. I just don't talk about say this particular government, who side them good, na pen and paper. Na in they take flag we, na in they use for punish we, like how they punish we so. Because if anybody look at SLPP government, you talk of freedom of expression. Anybody, even that Christmas street, you know go dream of that one day. Because that same Christmas, the way I compare so, we see how even blacker, you understand? Blacker of all people. When them people are not say, now somebody abnormal. Right? Because of what them feel say, it's not okay for them. Christmas blacker, they talk against them. Till the way them feel say, it's not right. It's right, but somebody not for talk, I'm not use the word say, it's not right. Yeah? We see where they capture them. What's happen? They don't even hold them. They go look and sell and left out. They send and go on Pandemba Road. And shamelessly, we see them appear out and back. Now we are magistrate court, for goodness sake. Then a Christmas first article. Now I know they talk of the normal people them. Yes, we all know say Muhammad Kamarimba Mansari, they allege a crime when they say he commit. But in your personal opinion, right? So the way how the case don't go, it don't fall into this. They don't suppress him because if they talk against caretaker and what if they talk at that time, not to lie. So basically, you don't fall under what they call respecting human and civil rights. You see how the thing they go? Okay, so me go say I don't say the rule of law a bit they go on and say protecting private property. We've been see at one point, yeah, it happened, but we see one point in time where people then they cry, say then they go into the property themselves. But then it gets a lot of areas they will go look at that one day because in just do it. They say encouraging transparency and accountability. How transparent and accountable is government in your opinion? For me, na 0.00. If na me the rates there, me by boy. Okay. So if that be the case, let's first watch under the civil liberty for last rating. Under civil liberty for last rating, yeah, then pass them. Then get 37%. Yes. So let me go back. Civil liberty. Let me go to the next one where na political rights. Political rights, basically, they say, what do they look for? The prevalence of free and fair elections. Yeah, free and fair election. Free and fair elections. Yes, for me, free and fair elections of officials with real power. Oh, English. So basically, in my opinion, I think say
elections then they mad by violence inside the country.
But you know,
Yeah, you get a lot of violence. But in as much as you could say some fishy things then they go on, like what happened at Kwenadugu, but one way or the other, the Electoral Commission no they come out plain and try for rig certain things then. They always try for means them for the rig. It left to the opposition for watch themselves proper one or anyone with the contest the election. So and one way or the one or two way or the other, in a case like Samaya Bendugu, outside the ruling government, ruling party been crying foul. But the Electoral Commission still go on and announce the result and give who that win the election.
Yeah, because then choke 'em.
What do you mean?
That election they been get observers the way they said not be expect.
Yeah. So what about the one in Kwenadugu?
Kwenadugu. Well, let me tell you something. Certain election day, the way out it go, it will be very hard for rig.
Okay, so I'm not sure. No election, no the way very hard for rig for ruling government.
Why is it
so?
So?
Go already take for rig.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So it left to you where the contest in the election for be wise enough.
Well, yes.
So for me, not about the observers, them not about what we as the citizens can do for protect we vote. So when we talk about we talk about the one that we contest directly, how they will protect their vote.
Well, Shembepia, that now one way, yes, I agree with you, but if we talk now directly to this government, right? You when they stand your election, safe, then they use power for bully you.
So that's where we go to Kwenadugu, where we see because a sitting councillor go as party agent for in your party, then get SLPP talks them by a way they say na the deputy justice minister na they say self come and talk in your bobo them. They say that they do one for them. They say therefore arrest the councillor because in a councillor not for be party agent.
Yeah. But when they see ministers under SLPP, they go observe election. For the young party.
Including the justice minister.
You see that they go old box and they destroy.
Including the youth minister. They all. That then a different angle.
Ambassadors, they all come by election.
We talk about no wait. We talk about this particular by-election where them man they are go say, then they arrest that councillor because he be party agent. Now we talk about in that election they see inside. You see justice minister, you see youth minister.
Almost all day. Yeah. All the big boys them then they day.
Yeah.
Then they day. But when it comes to any other opposition party, okay, they're not for their around.
All right. So let me watch how they do in this one where they call civil liberty in political rights 28. So basically I don't take two, but let me look at this year young performance. How them they actually perform for this year. Let's look at how they perform for this year because it's very key for let we know for this year. How they perform for this year. Let's look at how they perform for this year, yeah? This year, for the two way I don't actually call, where in a political right, for this year, then pass on. And then civil liberty again, then pass on. Corruption, then pass on. So let we left that one day and let we go back and see another part, yeah? Let we look again, this other one. Very, very key. Let me look this other one again. The other one where they show it, now yeah, get for do it, freedom of information. Yeah, this one, I don't know if they pass them, but in my opinion, I think say freedom of information, basically not to the way how you go get access to information. I think, in my opinion, we get one of the big, remember if you take the word commitment, one of the biggest things we go look at, now the freedom of information secretariat or the freedom of information commission. In as much as it can be difficult at times for get information, but I would tell you say like 70% of the information we you want to ask for, you get them from their other offices then. But some of information in the way you're not able to get at all. And interestingly, this one na commission where they set up during the last government. So and this government as well not maintain and they not dissolve them, they maintain them and they go because they know how important it be for the IMCC.
Well, to me, I still in doubt when we come on this freedom of information.
Yeah, because freedom of information is different from the freedom of expression, where now how you dey talk. This now how you go able to access information. We see, for example, now that make we say we can let where this government they come and talk, because anytime they come and talk, then they capture the mongo. Because then they come out with certain information for can debunk certain things, then whereas then they come back and fire and put them back. So yes, our access to information, let we see basically how they perform in this. Freedom of information. Yeah.
90%.
Then pass. So let we look again for this year. How they do in that freedom of information for this year. Let's see. For this year, they get 98%. We mean say they perform more than how they perform in the last year where they get 90. So look at it. 98%.
Now it clear, we don't tell we people them, it clear the way how MCC they rate with the way how we they see things and they happen. Because most of them things they are, yes, some of them did the way they really try. You understand? That's no make no mistake, they really try. But most of the other one the way they mention is just stand like what we talk as the MCC the rate with what you feel say it happen at the God, you know, they ever be the same.
So not like.
But I really baffled on some of them scores they are where they get.
Now like when you get government official, they rate itself in your government with I can tell, like, because basically some of them civil society organizations here, so they work hand in glove with the government. So of course they get for make sure say then build up the government for let them get the percentage rate.
That's it.
Okay, so let me go inside Wetin and call investing in people. So basically what this mean? They say the indicator, they measure investments and the promotion of broad-based primary education and strengthening capacity to provide quality public health, the reduction of child mortality and the sustainable management of natural resources. So let me take it one by one. They say public expenditure on health. Let us see what they say. They say total expenditure on health by government at all levels. That means say almost you invest in the health system, yeah, divided by gross domestic product compared to how much you get locally, yeah. Now they actually look. So in this one, for let they rate them, then they look with the World Bank Health Organization. Sorry, World Health Organization. Yeah, WHO. Because WHO only work with every government, and then they get a quota actually when they look at. So let me see basically how they perform in this public health expenditure. Let me see in the last year first how they perform public health expenditure. Where are you? Okay, investing in people. There public health expenditure. So last year they pass them. So let me look how they do for this year. How they do for this year. Let me look back how they do for this year. This year, according to how they do public health expenditure, right? Okay, investing, then get 55. So in other words, they drop small. They get 55 this year, but they pass them, but they drop because the last one they get 61.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look at the other one, primary education expenditure. How much they don't spend. Let's see what in the MCC say they look for. Immunization. For this immunization, I'm not go too much going into that because talk and come, we see the polio vaccine and they go. This basically now the international communities, then they fund them and then they provide all of them things there. Tight one. So of course they get for the do well and the air and they for kick. Remember they getting campaign and kick polio out of salon. Yeah, all of them things in there. So let me go to what we call expenditure primary education. What you go say? You get your own views. Let's say the total expenditure when they put by education by the government. Interestingly, one thing you not forget, this government sabi this way out for talk policy.
Publicity.
Yes, I remember one
especially on this education side.
So every day you even get discrepancies because at one point in time you see the Ministry of Finance is pay for this. The government saying that this amount we can get. So if you watch the number where the government say they get, the number where Ministry of Finance say they pay, you get discrepancies, two different things then. It means say Ministry of Finance they pay more than what we get. They pay for more than. But it's that. Yeah, I'll get you over you feel than the first.
Just like Wetin I tell you, when it comes to the education area, na saloon under this government, if they score any mark, they score them in the name of good publicity. You understand? Because as far as me concerned, it just sound like we in the caretaker. You know, this not the reason the way caretaker will get a bold mind for good life and people them.
For that $500.
For that $500.
Per year, say everybody this.
You understand? Because, excuse me, as we tell people them, you know, the people are whatever thing way that they do, they really know what they do and they mean it. Because me when they talk to you, I know they look the education at salon right now. I take them say them people are they even do some of them things when they measure say then they spend and they so if they spend in the area of education. Pan Wetin are the specific thing where they spend this couple pan. The side where they spend and pa. Because if we check up the expenditure where they talk, now I will see teachers them, then they come on at it. I don't know if I lie. Because they don't pay them. But caretaker will make sure for put all them promises there inside in own speech. For say under this education, it make sure for take good care of the teachers them. It make sure for take good care of the students them outside they get a uniform, bag and food.
Okay, so under that one day, it say under investing education basically for last year they actually passed out with 92%. Because talk and come, we always hear big figures them where then they say they don't put. In as much as we see say some quarter in for example, the first quarter when a January, February, March, then they not go give and say they don't go to almost the last quarter. So all of that a delay day. So they not actually provide. Thank you. They not actually provide the money as they call them. Take note. Then the talk say that they put this amount of money. Like for example, let's say 100 billion. Yeah, for shape down there into 1, 2, 3, 4 quarter. When we say 25 million. The first 25 million. The first 25 million where they forgive in January, February, March. They don't go give them say they don't pass March, April, May, June. Then they go now July, August, September, then give them the first quarter. So if you watch by the end of the year, they're not going to even give them the 50, the 2 quarter money.
Yeah, because you know the count of time.
Not talk any the count of time in no day. So then they get for delay am. In no day. If they don't say in this first quarter we're going to have 25 million. You do understand? 25 million for this first quarter, second quarter 25 million. The first quarter they not give you the last quarter. All the other hand they now not jebu because now they take and say okay we're not able for manage. We're not going to this money from now to this point. So it means we're not able for cope. We'll go to the next year. We'll try for see what you do. That's what they happen. They know they actually spend the money where they say then they give.
Now that I just don't talk now. I say now yeah, we see teachers and they talk but the salaries, you know, their subsidies. They know they come to time and some of them just like Wetin talk. Waiting for subsidies for first term, now third term, and they can reflect to the teachers them. And so they reflect back, not to all waiting there.
No, not the third term. Waiting there for put first term. Now they can give them third term.
Oh my goodness. So I don't know waiting how then why they take them for pass particularly this expenditure
because
in primary education.
Because if you look at the one that will justly, they say transparency and accountability. Some organizations they say the government really transparent, but they're not really transparent to people. Like for example, I still insist say if you forgive money, if you for spend 100 million for the one whole year, then you go take the first quarter, first tranche you forgive them in January, February, March. You go give them December. Now must you spend now 25 million. And the balance all you need to give them again. And I make a lot of companies in there where they actually a lot of ministry departments and agents they know they actually perform how they for perform because the money where they need for do the work they need work. But again, we government not just that they not serious, because we don't hear you say
I think
international company they say then they provide money for them and they implement.
You don't judge the matter already. You understand? By you saying a lot of organizations they work with the government. when it comes to some of the areas there. Indeed, it just sounds like some of the civil Wetin societies them way be the Allah. Now we don't know their true color. So most of the organization they know what they want and they know what they get. So if they can't tell them, say, okay, now you just write this. You know, so me pay 90 so now you quote at this. Just give this kind of report. If you not take 10, if they write that report pass how you want yourself.
Okay, and this year they pass 100%.
Okay, so for tell you say, all my only on fine.
Because we don't see in the parliament, so parliament they ask questions. Una say, una they pay for this amount, but now this amount and this they report and now this they get the figure. Who say this balance money go? We don't see so parliament they come and say, una they give them this amount, but now this no more don't give it, where the balance unable for give it. But still,
and nobody can explain about the balance.
It didn't a paper say them give them. It didn't a paper, but in actual time. In reality, they know they give them. So 100% they pass them.
Nobody know they can explain. Then go they pan and they say from the 10, just example, from the 10 where they say that they invite the bank governor for can explain. You don't come across any video. Say you don't come for can explain na parliament.
Ego explanation. Let me go. Girls primary completion rate, of course, they don't go up. Plus if they pass them. And they don't go up. Let's see, girls primary completion rates. 90%. Then they try. No hard feelings. They try on the other side. For reality, they try because we see the amount of picking where they gonna school right now. Anyway, let me go to the next one. Let me look at public expenditure. Okay, don't get that one. The girls' education, girls' secondary education. Of course, picking they gonna school right now. Let's look at natural resources. But let's see, girls' primary, secondary education almost they get for this year. For this year, girls they get 90%. No, primary 90. This year they fail the child health. But wait, child health. Hold on. Wait. I hear this BM10. Then wait. Something they way the bad for me right now.
15%.
Yeah. They fail them. But I hear child health basically get for do it. No jump. No, read the exact way they talk about child health, yeah? Child health. Let's highlight them for una quick. Let's see something. Because I hear some kind words from this BN10 from the government. They say, this indicator, they say access to improved water, access to improved sanitation, and child age 1 to 4 mortality. That's the pikin, they forget access to better water, they forget access to a better clean environment, they forget access to the pikin for able to live from 1 year to 4 years when at that mortality. Yeah, they say the Center for International Earth Science Information Network and the Yale Center for Environment. So basically, this. But I think this child mortality, this government don't make young say they don't pass them better one. They don't do very, very well. So now
on the access they all with them put. Which one where you feel say it clear say it go on?
But
they access them. Access.
Improve water.
Where school picking they learn for go fair water and go get better at midnight.
Okay, access to improve sanitation, clean environment.
Make a call tomorrow morning, make them televise no more than video one school in environment they send for we.
Okay. 1 year to 4 years, the picking for able for live.
Live on what?
They forget life. They not for die when they born them. Take 4 years, they for don't pass. Under 5. But interestingly, the government will tell me say the last government name free healthcare na been scam. Na so Fatima say. Na chocolate.
But not so here we don't play videos of various hospitals them where picking they lost their life for common things them, cottage and other side them.
For catheter.
Now you don't play them. One guy we don't interview somebody now. I will tell you say a woman give birth at na this Wetin this Rokupa, right? Because of enough money for make them do what they're supposed to do. Wetin end up for happen. The guy come on social media. So if everybody talk about access, me don't understand no. Then be big English and I need to take for convince people there.
Okay, so we go to the next stage. Where now the area of let's see first I been like if they been pass in the last rating. Let's just see if they pass the last rating, yeah, before we go before. Access to let's see, so child health and fail and then this one back, then fail am. So consecutively, then they fail am. Okay, so if that be the case, let me go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. We're now encouraging economic freedom. This one very key for the economy. This one very, very key for the economy. We just want to follow and know how they perform. It's very key for the economy. Then say encouraging economic freedom. Low watch basic waiting and for saying. Then say these indicators measure the extent to which a government encourages economic freedom. Yeah, including a demonstrated commitment to economic policies that encourage individuals and firms to participate in global trade and international capital market. So basically, they know all of this time. Make you see that they want to go say, then they go encourage investors, then they come. They know say basically then they rank them based on how then they encourage people and for take part in business. But the environment not conducive for them. But then they make that effort there. Spend with money, go to Dubai, say then go encourage investors then, but they no say investors then actually come. They know that they know say
they don't care.
They say how then they try for promote private sector. And I make this bench them you see then say also then they give private company them some couple for them able for develop them business them the growth and the sustainable management of natural resources. So how best they're able for managing natural resources. And this might be one very important area where you can take a bill. Okay, let's see something if I can get something quick for you. Just root this and put this for me. Where in caretaker will been telling a lot of things then about this management, yeah, we call natural resources. How the last government not able, we get a lot of resources where we were able for develop and any person in this country not for suffer at all. So we can watch now. Let me see how it can tell. So basically, if we look at that day, let's begin take the first one, inflation. Then say the most recent average annual change in consumer prices. So basically, they look at how best the consumer prices go, how prices in the market they go. But let's watch for last year first, how it's like for them. Last year, under let me see, what's that a day? Under economic freedom, inflation then pass them last year, okay? Inflation then pass them last year and then pass them this year. This year back, then pass them. Let's get them up for another one. See. This year self then pass them. You see, this year self then pass on. Let's get them up for now. Inflation for this year, invest in people, okay. Inflation for this year self then pass on 11.9%. Rank 22%, I don't know. Okay, so then pass them as well. Inflation. See how the other thing then go up now the market.
I know, I tell you, say, from when we begin the program, I say I get doubts on the result, but same way so, we don't know the way and manner how MCC, they do their own rating. Inflation, Mama Salon, where we say, Intel, we say, the people are tired of buying a bag of rice from 200,000 to, from 60,000 to 200,000. And now, the people are tired from 200,000 now to almost 700 or 600,000 because it is by time.
So let's look at this other one. Then inflation in person, right? Let's look at this other one. Fiscal policy. This one very key because this basically they tell you about like for what you say and say general government and government net lending borrowing as a percentage of GDP average over a 3-year period. Net lending borrowing. So basically this now how the government they trust money. How the government they spend money. So basically, and then they look how now they manage the taxpayers, the taxes they want they get. How now they able for use all of them and they for let the economy go before. Yeah. So if we now get the sabi, if we now get serious economic policy them for make the economy go before. Now basically they look. So in this area, what do you think first? You think say then and get out the sabi before we look at the percentage.
For me, I don't tell you, most of them here are 0.00 if not me they rate them. Because we don't see the sabi, I don't see the beginning of the sabi self.
Okay, so for last year, fiscal year 2022, where it comes for this year, they fail them, they get 27%. So for this year, let me see almost they get for this year. For this year, let me see. This year, let me see what they get. For 2023, as they put on day, Fiscal, they fell am back. So of course, it means say
26%.
the government not get the sabi for able for manage the economy, for put policies them in place, for let the economy go move before. Every time you talk about, hey, the economy bad off, they say, no to ya no more. Libya herself, then they get their own problem. The Ukraine and Russia war, now they the problem, the corona. But this MCC theory now say they not get the sabi at all for able for put things them in place for transform the economy.
They're not going to ever get a savvy because when you watch what's going on at this government, they use propaganda in the economy in your side, which you not get forever match up. You understand? And not a match up. When from day one, anybody when a sensible Sierra Leonean for no say that people are not able to do nothing on this economy area. As they take up power and advert force they sit up power, we don't meet nothing. Okay. That's why I don't empty this. That's why I don't empty that.
Watch this thing quick. Watch this thing. At the forward and back, small.
What is now abundantly clear is that the 10 years of APC misrule has earned me.
So
APC must go.
Okay. So look at now listen this.
everybody they holla, yes, it's true. Hardship day. Who said the hardship come on? Now the whole world day. If you did not Australia, you did not America, you did not, they said they talk them. And they are even worried about more. So not to Salon, not to we own economic policies or mismanagement. As a matter of fact, the way we don't handle things then, taking into consideration what we inherit, we have done a great job. Mismanagement.
So look at this thing. You know, I be know. MCC say they not get this sabi. They not say because Corona then I make this government know what to know. Then say they not get the sabi for manage the economy. Listen, Wetin caretaker be say back because always then give the bad name to the international community.
They said they talk them, and they are even worried about more. So not to Salon, not to we own economic policies or mismanagement.
You see, it said not to we own economic policies or mismanagement. Now here, so let we see what in basically MCC say about this, yeah. Fiscal, yeah. They say they look at the lending, the net lending, borrowing and percentage average. But basically, let's watch up small bits. Let us see. They say this indicator. If you go into any Google, for example, you watch what's in a fiscal policy. Okay, maybe I will attempt to do that one day, and let we see exactly where we say fiscal policy. Waiting is basically they talk about. Yeah, it go fine for let we understand all of them things there where they go on. Let go and see. Let's type fiscal policy. Let's just type fiscal policy quick. Let's see something. Fiscal policy. Yes, say I upload it on the stamp. It say fiscal policy refers to the use of government spending. That means say the way how governments they spend and the way how then they put in place tax policies them we go able for influence economic condition, especially macroeconomic conditions. That's basically how governments they spend, how governments they manage the tax them, how then they put policies them in place for able for transform. So but in this case, caretaker Bill come and tell we say, he say no, he say this thing where the happen so not so we no more, now the one wall. So listen back.
So not to Salon, not to we own economic policies or mismanagement. As a matter of fact, the way we don't handle things then, taking into consideration what we inherit, we have done a great job.
So this is not the problem. What we inherit, basically, what we take from the last government. What we get, the kind of battered economy, what we get, what we collect, what we receive, what we take over from the last government. If you watch, we don't do well. So now, and MCC declares what we say, then they look at how government assess. And this they say in the last 3 years. So in the last 3 years, this government still tell you about how they inherit battered economy, but yet still not able for put policies them in place for transform that battered economy to a most improved economy.
I think this area where we did so, as I just begin my analysis, from the one we for don't know say this man not be able to move with the salon economy nowhere. You understand? Make we reflect, we mind back, Wetin this man we do, let me check in biography. That's just an example, yeah? Doing the NPRC. If caretaker will forget any good name in economy area, now that if we don't build the foundation. Okay, let we move from there now and come now in your present moment where it did on a ruling term. This just confirmed to we Wetin Dr. Samura Kamara be splashed na in face during the 2018 presidential debate. You understand? It come out, now some of the truth them this way that man they been talk, this particular economy talk, and where they ask Samura for blame, say they blame the government, and the two truth them this way it talk, where I be really clap for him outside Asidom. When caretaker Biobi don't make him bomb talk them, Samura tell we say, hey God, he said it's very sad when somebody we don't know how to manage economy. You know, we not able to manage country economy. They talk them kind of talk here, but you not go understand. Exactly now we they understand so right now. You understand? Upon all the babala money, the whole the year, then the kind inside, still caretaker begin cry from the one where it take over governance. Up to now, where it don't spend 4 years a month. It still they cry. Instead of it cap now one thing but it not they accept a fault. Instead, it they cry and it send the bad them to the opposition. APC not they give you chance. APC not what the APC in chance get for do with you managing the economy of the country. Now you they receive. Now you they sign check them. Now you they approve things them because the one they waiting at the various office they don't say the certain thing that they were more camp money business, bruh. The phone call they meet Bra Joe. Now they all they decided here. So if from year one to date, we economy just they drown. Caretaker will take power. It just they cry. I know it's money. I know this. At the end of the day, they can get exposure. Of course, it means something. But because they want shape and force as a start by the pocket money, now that it be best the argument. You understand?
Okay, so since you talk about this particular one, it make I just see how best to for come with something again. Listen to this, man. You talk about say from the day we come, they talk about the
it just a cry.
And Samura in the last debate been tell we say.
He tell we.
Okay, let's listen this thing quick.
Because you're not going to know where they outside. Now where you can't inside, now you know the actual nature, the magnitude, enormity of the problem, and then you manifesto thing that you get for tweak them, adjust them, for make you able to tackle them problems then they.
Okay. So look at this. You know, caretaker being a layman and a criminal. You understand? No, it's serious. You uncle a layman and a criminal. Waiting the supporters they say. When they campaign, they say, make we give this man, if he don't be once a forceful caretaker, not so, he know the problems of the country, and he know how to manage the country. Because if you don't consider that seat there, he know the problems them. So waiting caretaker, what's kind of big full talk this now where they can't tell we say, no, when you get, no, they can't.
No, but not true.
No, you cannot understand.
No, wait, not
if you don't get inside there,
no, I'm not there, wait.
What did they tell you now say?
You not be ever there, been there. Now like for example, if you didn't have this room just so you don't come out, what happen there, you not go know. But waiting painful, now when this man they know the reality, the time where he wants the power, but he still they convince we as if waiting we see now fake, he gets all the solution. It's how we say when they get in this position, in 6 months they transform the economy. But now he can't tell we say, you not gonna know where they are, so you not gonna know. Now when I don't come, waiting I can't see. Now we don't come. That load where in company been taught. That heavy load where been taught. When it not be know. You know say you ain't taught load now you know you pain. If you not taught load, for example, they are so. The kind work where they now so you not gonna know waiting at the work where they are because as far as you concerned, when you see we sit down so you say, hey, this thing, the simple the work where they do so they just sit down and talk. You don't know the thing where they behind the scene. Now like this. So you could begin challenge me now. Down there, Sabi do and pass down there, Ebu do and pass down there. But when you can't see they say, this is what they do. this is Wetin o. So if you no want to take responsibility, you go begin say, this your work and meet you don't take the keyboard, you don't disconnect am. You don't take the microphone, you don't disconnect am. You don't take the internet, you don't disconnect am. Pastor me get for begin calm. So thing what for we don't do 1 hour from now, we get for take some time where we go do am. This na the thing we will tell for talk about. Now they tell we so now.
You know, caretaker bio every day. Na in dey disgrace himself every day. Na in dey expose himself every day. Na in dey even disgrace his supporters wey they can argue for him and cause people them. For me, caretaker bio can make them kind of statements. For me, it really sad though. As of the post what he be don't make, he and his supporters there. I be don't dey I know. Shemepie, it no matter how if you inherit your chieftaincy. You person die, they can't give you. Once you don't did, as long as you don't did it, you get for know how for manage that sits there. Because you don't get an idea. But you only get an idea if you na be a leader with focus. If you na be a leader where get good intention for the country and the people them where you go you cover at that time. It don't matter how caretaker been take over governance during NPRC, but they be called a president. Nothing not change. He overthrown, he this, he that, one name, they call a president. So if you be don't be president, sorry, if you don't be a caretaker, and you come and use that one day for campaign, say, make them put me in this house. Because I be don't get it. I know the problems them, and I be able to solve them. It be even give it time duration. He say he able to solve the problems them. So I wonder when caretaker bio now they can't give you their statement they say. You will know the inside, they know the problems. Now until you come inside, you can't know the problems them. Ebo caretaker bio, why you disgrace yourself like this? You really demoralize yourself like this? I don't be expecting for talk. You know, I don't know. Now, most of the time, we can tell you, say, caretaker bio no they talk out of your own senses. But if they talk out of it, they write in a paper again for talk. Now, always they talk. Because they don't tell me, say, caretaker bio, they use your own senses. They talk. If forget, say, if you don't tell we say, if be don't they ask caretaker. So, you know the problems there. So, when they get, they know the problems there, caretaker bio. You don't be caretaker, you don't know the problems there. You don't sit down from day one to now, we don't pass 4 years or month. You still don't know the problems them. Because you say you be there out. Now when you can't inside, now you get for can. Who stay they know the problems then? You don't know the problems then because the time the way be caretaker, the aims and objectives the way you come with. Now they still they operate with so when people vote you now the box according to NEC. You be overthrown, you take over governance, you sit down there, you're not able to don't go ceiling for this country. All what you can do is for loot the money, go to another country, then go benefit this money. So in other words, if there's some of them money want to keep thief, when they build factories themselves in the country, you find that they benefit. In as much as not thief money. But if you take this money, you go down. You go down. You know, okay, you come back and brutalize people in the party for can be flag bearer. Yes. God make you succeed for be flag bearer. With the hope to we say, since this man we don't sit down there, he can't do better thing. No, now you can't sit down. The same aims and objective where we can which way overthrown. Now the same one you can sit down which way they vote you. What do they see right now? Now massive destruction, corruption, intimidation. So I not able to understand. Now I will tell you say MCC they get their own game, they get their own way. Because most of the even the scores them where they get. If nobody say, okay, now una forget about Bible and Shembepie, make them pick that case man a street. Can't put them before camera say una you can analyze what we are on this scorecard. This 1, 2, 3 to 13 and 1, 2, 3 to 11. Where caretaker they say is score. Una analyze for me waiting how they manage or waiting they happen at the ground with waiting they say they score. So if you match up. Let's not forget about MCC. They know they're at the ground. MCC know they're at the ground. Then get their own way. How do they look at things? Just like what you tell you. Pen and paper. Now, in the way they use for score most of them goals there. But don't forget about the pen and paper now. Make we call Sierra Leoneans them. The one that we like the country, because if you even go call Sierra Leone and them, we not like the country, they will still support caretaker bill say na this. Make we call meaningful Sierra Leoneans them for make them can assess this scorecard. And they assess what's they happen at the ground. So you go tell me. So me, I really baffled for caretaker bill of all Sembepie Yonkul. Sembepie Yonkul for can't tell we say you not go know the problem of a country where you day out until where you day inside. I must think caretaker bill one day inside as caretaker where they will understand. Oh, you want use this again? Let them vote you 2023. So now 2023 now, if you can, we will understand the problem with this.
No, and now I use that again. He use that again. Always think he use now. Now Corona and Russia. Now they use now. And all of you use that again. Anyway, let's go to the next one. The next one where now under land rights and access. This land rights basically, I think they fail and pass. Solo watch basically. Then say this index they rate the country on the extent on which the institutional, legal, and market framework provide secure land, tenure, and equitable access to land in rural areas, and the extent to which men and women have the right to private property in practice and in law. So, you see this one, if you watch from last year to this year, they actually don't put a lot of strength by land business. From where Sandy come. In fact, from where Sandy day, say come out, say Girard Sanusi Cam or Senesi Cam. If that's in Senesi, say himself Cam. Then don't but see waiting at the percentage so far. How they pass. Last year, under land policy, where you? Land policy. Okay, land rights and access, then film. Okay, so let me watch for this year. And let me see if they actually do well this year. Under this year, let me see this year. Yes, MCC, land rights, let me see this year. Then pass on this year, I tell you. So this government really know what is for up. Then pass on. See, land rights, then pass on for this year. Because talk and can, we don't hear. Even this BNT, we see inside the catering civil servants them. Then journalists them, then policeman them, then soldier man them, then nurse them, then make raffle, then give them boku land them. It happen this BNT. We see inside they don't do this BNT, that's not just the reality, then they do raffle. If you want, you apply for land, and then at the end of the day, they take all on application and put it inside raffle box by number, and then they make them. Usa you number fall, now you get land.
Well, to be honest, we still don't have to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Never mind the bad and the ugly don't overcome the good. But in the area of the land issue, from where they roots down Munkuba, where they wear uptown sneaker with lace, when at Sandy, we really get less tension when it comes to land issues. We know say problems, they know they happen there. You understand? But compared to Sandy, we get less pressure. We really get less pressure because when Sandy be sit down, the cry they be done just to work with social media, various places, then police, courts, local courts, we they see. But I think they catch up themselves say Sandy it be too mess up in that area, so then for move and bring somebody where then they able put what na say what is Sandy do, you know can do it again. So to be honest with people them, they really they try in that area there. I'm not saying other people then go sit down and say no, they don't try because they fall victim.
No,
but
challenges then
but they really try in that area there. We need to give them credit.
Okay. So under this something that have been left out, where now this government effectiveness, how effective the government be. Where you call let me see. Yeah, government effectiveness. So basically, they assess how the government, the country, you know, in quality of public service, provision, civil servant, competence, and I like this word, civil servant competence and independence from political pressure, and the government's ability to plan and implement sound policies, among other things. So basically, one time in the way Jacob Jusu Safa tell me something, I want for beg for let we go to the one, the quick one. Let we see if I can find a quick one. I just want for see if we can get quick one. If I really get, I'll go happy. For let we see how best, you know, on this effectiveness, MCC tell we say government's not actually they're not effective in terms of they're not effective in terms of how then they rule the country, how then they go about things then. So I think most of you have been done listen this clip, but it go cool, it go fine for let we go back to this clip and listen, and then we compare waiting exactly what we try for talk about. Now listen to JJ Safa quick.
Take this as a context, the real context of matter. The office of the president, there are three actions to the office of the president. I just tell you what the principle. It's what the number one principle of the office of the president said. It really leads the political direction of the presidency and by extension government to provide the political leadership. And that means everything as a matter of fact. Whatever you do is up to that. But just decide to use that as a compartment of the presidency. And it's naturally supported by the vice president and the first lady. The general administration of the presidency and by extension the wider public sector, it's substitute the president. So you can decide the head of the administration, government administration. Of course, it's also supported by the secretary to the cabinet as well. What's been missing in the presidency for so years is the delivery part of the presidency. So
this is not the thing. The delivery part of the presidency is any missing. In other words, they're not the deliver. So if you watch Wetin basically MCC they look for, MCC tell we say under this thing where they call government effectiveness, then basically they look at, then they rate the country them on the quality of public service. Now, for example, when they talk about public service, the way how the MDS, the ministry, departments, and agencies, them, how best then they give them service to the people them when need the service. How best the nurses them, how the teachers them, how the public servants them they behave na their work, how competent them be. Then they na the job based on waiting and deserve. Or then they because of waiting caretaker bill sell we say it not go work with somebody we not vote for him or somebody we not support him because it go likely become an order. It want for look at who that day because we see outside the audit report tell we say the audit and the Ministry of Finance they put people them where they on salary where they not even they pay the job they not the work but then they pay them all of that and then they look at them say how effective, how competent. When they say competent, then get it how, then get the know-how, then get it sabi for do the work where they supposed for do. All of them things they also nine and they look. Then as well they look at independence. Yeah, how independent then public servant they also. If then they get political pressure, for example, the land minister will get a call from Lima say, hey, our land, that land the way that one person there, so if you pull on a hand, me want to all of that and the or how the political pressure, you will see how the police, political pressure, the meet the police, the judiciary, the parliament, we see all how it happen inside parliament, political pressure, na parliament, na the judiciary, now all of this side, then they look at them. They as well they look at the let me see, political pressure, and then they look at the ability for plan. The government, it get the know-how, it get the power, it get the sabi for plan. Wait till the plan. If you get the sabi for plan and implement that word, implement sound policies then. Like right I don't say caretaker bill tell people say not because of we own economic policy. But because of the world. So all of this, and MCC say no, MCC say no, the government not effective. They not get sound economic policy for able for move the economy go before. Then say the same way so not they get anything where they go on. And then say among other things them, they get plenty other things the way they look at. And this time any government where you see a lack the economic effectiveness, a lack that fiscal, it means say the government not improve. The lives of the people they not improve. So MCC basically they tell we say government not get they lack the policy for move the economy and the government not actually the work is not effective for make it go able for transform the country. Now basically they tell you so. So before I come to you, if we look at the scorecard now, for see how they performed last year. If you watch here, last year they fail them, and then we come out there and come to this year. This year, let me go. Sorry, last year they fail them. Then if we come out there, we come to this year again. Let's just see something. This year, if so, maybe they pass on this year. This year again, let us see almost they get for this year. Fiscal, they fail and then government effectiveness they fail them. So in other words, if you look at all of these things, it just confirms say, okay, Wetin JJ Safa talk say, Wetin missing in the presidency and the delivery. That means say they're not the work, they're not effective, they're not get sound policies them. So that is why 4 years today, they still cry say, now Wetin we get from the last government. But for God's sake, Mama didn't adjourn our government. From where he come, Wetin he inherit. Where he put things them in place. For what would he cry when he go to fail up, go this up, and not still move nowhere? No. Now we look at this guy we been die, Magufuli. He not been vice president. He come, he take over. In just the fastest possible time, 2 years to half of the time. He don't transform the economy from low income to middle income. He transformed the lives of the people. He not ever blame the last government. He not ever. But this one, 4 years today, we just say now waiting we inherit. This one inherit. We put you there for let you change the scenario, let you change for the story, let you change the narrative, and see how best you can able to get a better government. But oh yeah, APC they don't damage the economy.
There is no way they expect caretaker for changing nothing. A better way people them aware say from the one caretaker view just they come with blame games. Now that one they make I tell you earlier, Jishnu say the same aims and objectives where caretaker will be bring the time way he overthrown in Paddy when a Strasser. Now the same aims and objectives it come with the time we all say or neck because now they announce them. We next say they vote them in. So if they find out say nothing not get for change. I still repeat me word. If caretaker be on any sober-minded leader, if we don't make a mark, that mark, where if we don't make during NPRC, if we don't stand as a better foundation for them. If we don't stand as a better foundation for them, but because of that, make we tell you about the challenge before they can give you an opportunity for make una self can call if na small 1 minute self make una self can ease una own stress small. And plenty thank you to the family house as the one way we bring this challenge. We really see the efforts, the love, and special thanks to Sister Admin for the rapid work you did do. We really thank God for get people like una na this family house. That's for tell you say every single person at this family house is useful. Everybody gets your own job. Everybody gets your own role. Because of that one day, December, now we 3 in 1 birthday, Shemepierre, now in birthday December. This family house where we and you they talk and ease with stress, laugh, sad sometimes. The 3 years, the same December. And me, Babure, the birthday na January. So we make them 3 in 1. Also, we ask una for one of the gifts the normal way we want from una is for share the program. You don't the inside, try for bring people them inside, make all can benefit. The informations then we bring to una and the things that they happen at my salon way. Mostly you don't see them, but you don't understand them. But we try for bring them, put them down. At least now we've got ourselves and now we sister for benefit in that village. Make it know because the way our salon on the right now, if we left a normal to the one the way go book, say now them for benefit, now them for no it they happen. It go worst pass so now it better they broke book and down, we break them down. For make that we sister now brother back in that village understand what they go. So do I wanna continue for share this program? Wanna continue for call, Uda you call for bring more people to the family house. Fambulem na YouTube, I get 500 where they watch right now. I just get 219. We don't like the program. Do you want to increase the like for we and make we move on? So now, I they open the phone line for make we can talk small, but mind you, because of time, we just give you 1 minute for make you call and take part in the program. And if you no want for make them see you picture, do ya make sure for don't pull like profile picture before you call. And respect the time where you call, watch your clock or your time or your phone or your TV, because all of them here get time. As the 1 minute, no, just cut the discussion there because we have the run out of time right now. So the line open as we get a very first caller on the line. Hello, caller. Your name and whose side you call it from, please.
I'm not Constancis. I call from the US.
All right, brother man, you welcome. Go ahead, you get 1 minute.
Let God help you, yeah. You know.
Mean.
You see, being like the main thing that I do is the discussion on the conversation we want to talk about. So, now me focus on this administration. Now I could be the priority. I forget this bread and butter, the economy fix. You know? They're able to do down there. They come with all that nonsense here, PPR or census, I call them back, proportional representative, SLPP power back, this direction, Wetin direction. They don't fail. Social contract don't broke. We are not going to afford to give more allowed again. Make no mistake.
All right.
I like always saying they're going to do so again. Salomon, if he then able make man them able get something to eat before they go sleep. Well, they knock out anything what you see and say yes. We will believe I'm going to trust again.
All right.
Yeah, another time again. All right.
Thank you. God bless you. Call and take part in the program. This now we are going to bring you issues of Mama Salon, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Call and take part as you get 1 minute no more for take part in the program. Mr. Kamara, you welcome.
Yeah, hello.
Mr. Kamara, welcome.
Hello.
You welcome.
Yes, sir, yeah, this government, they don't perform abysmally, and the performance is very appalling and awful. They don't deserve a third term. Because so I would say. Because I recently listened to somebody, they say let people don't even think say self-ban abuse. It's not a third term. They say, forget for no say, if we don't do one term, 1992 to 1996, during the Empire era, where overthrown Strasser, they don't do well. Then you don't come back, they don't do another term. So it's like a third time he is sick, not to even second time. He says, so don't forget another chance. And he did a silly man in points. So maybe I appeal to the people of Sierra Leone, with all their records, how they come, when at this MCC, and they showcase themselves, then said they don't begin to fall apart, because if they come, then they show them pitfalls, at least people have to think wise. And secondly, I was surprised that Udowe Silva the tried for advise the president saying a treasonable offense they want to commit by adopting this PR system, code the constitution, and a lot of other things.
Okay.
So anyway, as one say, I will stop here. Thank you very much for allowing to give me the platform.
Thank you, Mr. Kamara. God bless you. All right. This now we are the call and take part now the program. Please, the likes. We still get 525 when you watch the program. We only get 229 we don't like the program. And with family members, them still remind una the chat room for make una just pass una finger on the like. Please, una increase the likes for we as time the between now the studio. Call and take part in the program because you get small time now for talk. After that one day, we wrap up the program soon. This now we had. Well, we bring you the issues them where the inside MCC as we display the scorecard now for you. Well, we don't see the side them way MCC say the government pass. We don't see the side them way MCC say the government not get quality for work on the areas them day. Well, maybe we don't talk of them things and the most of the time. But until we know to MCC, we just thank God we MCC back don't come now we back and see most of the things that we don't see now. I say this government not getting know how the capability for do them things them the MCC back don't come and support we. Never mind, then give them some percent in other areas them where them feel say they would work for them. But I always say SLPP, them good gonna pen and paper implementation, na 0.00. Then they no way, no the way they will rate themselves. If no more, any organization they wait for this pauper in the area of implementation, you go deal with it too, but you know they get nothing where you they able for give them. As I talk to you, this now we had call and take part in the program because we not get much time again at the studio for Sidom. So call now and take part in the program. Make we all know Wetin you feel as we don't display so many things them under the MCC in business. Now yeah. Hello caller, you name and Usai you they call me from.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, salam alaikum.
You call from Gorgich.
All right, brother man, you welcome. You get 1 minute.
Yeah, but I thank you, Lego bless. Tonight also.
Amen.
This man forget another chance back, my man and good die. This man Saloma une think. Imagine you then give 3 months, $80 million. Then can give 5 years. What you don't care now? If you can't give other 5 years back, but it's not us to look at lady to Germany now. Now so Germany policeman then a kush no more. Where is she no more? Only them kush. Look back. Smoke and sleep all day because that's it's also frustration. No, that's why he left them. Put in a gutter, then a kush don't left forever. I left me case and I go. This if you not think now I left to you now. Now so no more. Now thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. God bless you. Exactly like Wetin this caller they talk. All of this decision don't left to salon people them. If you feel the things them where they go on say, it painfully, really they feel them, well, you get your own decision for take. But if you feel say back you enjoy, nobody know they force you. Where they go to that box now, why they go there? Put them back for caretaker bill. Caretaker bill, I pay the debts. Caretaker bill, I can't compliment you because of the good thing we don't do. I run the country. Yes, we gladly. Just like what is what Chatin say. They are all the part they rule the country. Then gladly, they are uprise and they go up. Then gladly, well, if you say gladly, the decision left to you. You know? But as far as we concerned, that ballot works now. You want the and you power day. No police brutality, not the day. Where they vote now, you want. Police not letting up there for say, put your not put your under. It left to your conscience. And it left to that you want vote for. And also, it left to how you enjoy the country right now. So I think, now the things that now we need for votes for are better changes. Votes where they make change. Now the country, not to vote where they make noise. Like when most of the votes them they make noise soon at Masalon today. Because some they go vote, you don't even know what to vote for. You know? Hello, caller, you name and you side you calling from.
Hello?
You there live, caller, you name and Usa you calling from, please.
I mean, by Kamal, they call from Waterloo. That's the second time you saw they call on this program.
Okay, my brother, you welcome always. You get 1 minute now the platform.
Yeah, no, I get two issues there. Number one, by Buddha, me and you back in January.
Big time.
So
We're Capricorn.
Yeah, I don't know what I will be able to do for this week back there January because the last time the birthday, the free talk I spent this year, January.
Okay.
That's number one. Then number two again, this push business, I may not be know nothing about this push. When me the free talk, one guy we can do transfer, he can't tell me but he do use to show that police officer. Now I say what you know push. He say you mean no push. Now I say no. I say that guy they when they see all guns so they not back, he say they use push. He say we don't use that, they talk like zombie. I say but me don't know which are these push. Pastor I can't say on that one video where they send WhatsApp or I see it looks like a black powder, man. I say waiting this. How do they use them? This push here, then they smoke them or drink them or whatever. How do they use them? Whether they do like zombie? So I know government you don't tell you, it's sorry, officers, the police officers, military officers, and they behave so on the streets. When now cameras and they all over the place. This is shameful. But I don't know what I'm saying, okay, for today.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you. But if they say self now, then they bring her for the youth man, they will not do. So if the kush business get for stop, when I talk to Julia first, let you know it for arrange. And since I know the VP and I they in care of the police them, well, let you know it they arrange anyway. But I wonder how then they go stop. Drugs money sweet so. I don't know it happen. Anyway, this kush business, you know, we second caretaker they all the anti tip and drugs business. I don't know if they're fishing now they only source that one day whether they will make put for make money. You know? But never mind, let's just say they take them. As to they tell you Jishno, then they take them. They bother. And they don't know how to read. The only thing whether they take them, nobody know they for video them. Because you know Crystal crazy self. If I lost your job, get mind. Put that on you. I beg you. Anyway, I dey pick 3 more calls for wrap up the program for today. That if the 3 more calls enter to the time we for wrap up the program. But as well, if the 3 more calls not enter, we go end up for telling a thank you and wrap up the program for today edition. Call now and take part in the program. This now we had where they bring you issues of Mama Salon, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I always tell you, say, the bad and the ugly, you really don't overcome the good. So this, we get for be smart and vote wisely. We get for be smart and vote wisely. If not to that one day. So man get for cry for out so we're still there for receive the reports them. But no wish for that anyway. We dey pray and wish now for make God bring better changes in our Mama Salon way. We self go see on this platform. They tell you about fly over them. You know, good health facilities and all that thing. Hello, caller. You name and where you call me from, please. Oh, I lost this caller. All right, call back and join the program. This now we had. As I say, we dey pray now for get a caretaker. We now a very sober-minded caretaker. We know a plan of the country. We know Wetin in people they want, and we're proud of in country. Not to caretaker. We're not proud of in country. All Wetin he want is for loot money, go invest in other man country, for go give employment na other man country youth them, but in your youth them they can cry. Think for it's not the Gary self right now. Bagbango. A problem in Mona. So not even talk of that decent cookery way, basic. That basic living way on man for live at least able grab you go buy that in 10-20,000 cookery. You know? Not to that deal. You know day. So we dey pray that for get caretaker where they can get all the facilities or most of the facilities them where the youth them want so then they able to get job where they and their family they able to live at least that kind of normal life, if not even average, but you know, normal where they grab na money at least you get cool rest where he one before you come on a treat. He can't even tell he get chop money where he give to a people and for cook.
Hi, hey Sembe Pierre, hi Barbara.
You're welcome,
hello,
sister
Facebook
admin.
Hello Facebook and YouTube. I hope say everybody they do well. When they do a very good job as well, I will commend Una also, you know, for consideria and break things them, analyze them, so the layman go understand. You know, we seen they go in our country and as well, you know, make them know what for do, like you said earlier. Nobody go for watch you where you go vote. Everything then at the hands of Sierra Leoneans then now. You know, thank God to social media, thank God to technology, like way Mr. James said, not the platform, because if it wasn't for social media, if it wasn't for technology, you know, now I'll not forget to see that we talk about them, but we thank God. So I hope say no more people then will use the information there, so wisely, use the media wisely, and again, take the time, sit down, study your constitution, study your history. Go inside the bookstem, inside Sierra Leone, now read Sierra Leone. 1 hour is enough for open your brain. 1 hour is enough for make you acquire a lot of knowledge, lot of information about your country. We cannot just come here and sit here and tell una certain things, but it's also good when una say open that book, una read them, una they absorb more than una brains them, una minds them more than what we can tell una. So please, we don't see the drug epidemic where they go on a salon. All this not a plan work, just for bring we youth them down. Do ya we youth them? Una they listen. Una we sober up. Una we think about Sierra Leone. Now we get the future for tomorrow. Now we hold that country day. When we say yes, it's a yes. When we say no, it's a no. Please, their children are out here. Then they learn book. Then they enjoy life. But una then take drugs and go guna. It's so shameful. You just see a police officer. You just see a soldier. You just see people dancing in the street. The other way, they go take a dummy. What is it? They make love with them. It's so disgusting. It's so embarrassing for our nation. Wetin they go on? If you don't get forgive with youth, the why drugs? Una no get notes, get one I give them. Una no get education, I give them the quality education una they bluff for. Bring can paper and put them before the student there. Tell them when they retake this exam back when they don't take before. See how them go poto. Una no get nothing una they give with people like why drugs, boy? Why drugs? Why? The killing not enough, the intimidation not enough. All the thing una they do so this operation not enough drugs. Sierra Leoneans wake up. Please, I get 2 boy picking there for make us see boy picking the waste in life so. It's terrible. It's sad for our mama. It's sad for Okombra. It's sad for what me we get 5 brothers them. It's terrible. It's terrible. I have so many brothers them. For make us see me brothers them. Ma see me last brothers and me twin brothers them. For make us see them in the alaki so in the disgrace so. You know what it mean na midlife? You know what it mean? We not come on at the same belly, but we care for now. We love una. Do ya? Me are the big. I dey beg. Unalo we wise up. Unalo we also be. Unalo we team up. Turn the table around. Una think better for una self. 360 degree turn around. Now we need for make now we nation. Now we need for make now we country. The youth of Sierra Leone now get a country now all that country day. Do ya? Una no need this. If nobody no get nothing for you, now let no spoil una again. Let no kill una again. The killing no enough now. La pinta, craziness, all kinds of things. People in the Lord now, Okada, people they can't die now because some man don't go taking cushion, not waiting for them to go to where somebody na a ditch. All them see for see we think about it. Say waiting the person we don't know, the innocent person where they go load that them to Okada yaso. Then put a de Okada yaso. Then taxi de yaso. Look what you would see, bo. So the man, you take push. What about if you go all body, you go spray people there? What is going on? What's in this?
All right.
Do you beg we go forget a show about this one? We'll talk about NTR so. Do you say me and Bible? We cannot let this just the slide of the watch them on social media that they come.
No, we go do.
Laugh,
we will.
We have to have a show. We have to have education. We need to find somebody where we can sit down and then show you 2-3 times before the year they round. May they educate people about drugs. Please, may they see say there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
All right.
These drugs will slow them down. Dear me, are they big? What I call for, I will call for and back all that time. But this just touched me mind for make a talk. I get boy picking them. Do ya?
All right.
And I left for boy picking and I left for brother them. Let them be. May them be. May them get a mind of their own. Please. Thank you.
You're welcome, Sister Admin. As now you're not the last lucky caller. You don't do you don't close the program, but we get a tradition of bonus call always. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
How are you, my brother?
I'm the type of the well. I know you saw my name. I know you see which I call from.
I know. Go ahead, you get 1 minute.
It's too sorry for. I don't know. I will like give me small time. Now break down something quick, very serious.
Instead of 1 minute, I give you 2 minutes because time don't run off from we now.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yesterday, along Fobe Road, can you imagine a big man, he be inside in jeep for runner, he park Bombay Street, he sit down inside the motorcar, he block one whole traffic, he did not inside the motorcar, he sleep.
Why not try to get a photo of all that things for we, my brother?
You know, it's very, very saddening as I speak. Let us go to the hospital. Which are the time for say?
Mm-hmm.
The Peking hospital of this country, it don't take more than 1 year. They don't get sufficient drug supply. To which I tell you so, it is very, very real. I don't go through them, I don't see them with me bare eyes. Yeah? So if they fail in this, they will continue to fail. Let me tell you, when they encounter 2 truck medicine, IV lines, when I drips, then they count minister, count this, take video, then they take the cartoon and put it in front. The drug they empty one inside. Drug, suspension, syrup, we never get picking. Believe me, for the past 2 to 3 years, you know they now all I do in Children's Hospital. I'm saying the fact, it is very, very real. So yesterday, cottage, the Peking hospital in this country, 5 Peking and die inside 10 minutes.
Wow.
No. What I tell you so, it is very, very real. You know, hey, who they pray? Who don't pass through this? Or who go through this? Let God sorry for we. Nobody know the glad for it in this country. Nobody even glad for even born in this country. Trust me, what I tell you so. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Excuse me. God bless you, my brother. God bless you too. All right. Now, so we did take we time for end the program for today. Plenty thank you for all the effort and to everybody we don't come na this platform try for promote different things them. Share the program, like, call, this and that for join this family house. We dey tell you now plenty thank you. And when I still not forget the challenge still dey on as now we get 59,135 family members. We don't need near, but we still get more effort for put for make we reach the 100,000 So we really appreciate you now. We really honor you, and we continue for honor you, and we continue for do the work we una give we for do. As we don't give una the answer, say yes, this work we go do and for una. We go continue for do this work for una. Until we meet again another beautiful edition inside the same family house, me by Bure Kablai. They say tata, una stay blessed and God bless una. And I say tata for me brother Shembe Pierre. Instead say he love una, make una stay blessed and take care of yourself.
What is now abundantly clear is that the 10 years of APC misrule and economic mismanagement has definitely created considerable suffering for the people of this country. From Kamakwie to Pujehu, from Kono to Freetown, and everywhere, people are suffering under the weight of corruption and the mismanagement of the All People's Congress. I have seen it at first hand, from Falaba to Kenima and from Kailan to Putloko, the people want change. The people are tired of